Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good morning. It is 7 o'clock. We're glad you're with us on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm meteorologist Tracy Bean. Hayden has the day off.
And I'm Ashley King. Good morning. Hope you had a great 4th of July weekend.
And now it's back to work, back to life.
That's right.
No more holiday.
Yeah, we were talking about last week traffic was a little light and that it might be this week as well. Maybe half the people that we saw last week are taking off this week.
That's right, yeah. Or they wanted to take an extra long vacation.
And kind of recoup.
From Wednesday until Friday of last week, traffic was very light. It seems especially Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Especially Friday.
Town. Especially, yeah.
Right. Today, so far, it looks to be about the same as it was maybe on Wednesday of last week. You know, people are taking advantage of having that holiday
on Friday,
taking Friday off and trying to make it an extra long vacation without using all of their PTO.
Yeah, and kids will be back in school before we know it.
So true.
This is it.
That's right. Everyone trying to get that vacation time in. But, you know, 7:01 right now, and things are really smooth around the metro as far as traffic goes. We're looking right now at I-30. This is the Arkansas River Bridge. It's a beautiful morning. Traffic is starting to pick up a little bit going westbound, as you can see, but still moving very, very nicely across the Arkansas River Bridge. And like I said, just a beautiful morning, as you can see. Simmons Bank Arena there in the background. And let's get a look at the map across the metro. We're looking at all green, which is a good sign. It looks like no accidents right now or delays anywhere. So let's keep it up. It is 7:02, so we're getting into the busy rush hour part of the day. So we'll keep you up to date with what's going on. And Tracy is here to get us up to date on what's happening with the weather. Hey, Tracy.
Hey there, good morning. We are kicking off this first full week of July warm. It's going to start out a little wet, and then we're going to start to see that heat really kind of pump in here for the last part of the week. Right now, not a lot of activity. We do have a few clouds across our region. We did have some storms pushing through in the wee hours of the morning, and now we've got some developing right there along the state line. But again, nothing severe, so that's good news. Looking at your daily planner for today, plenty of sunshine today. We could see those highs anywhere, I would say, from the low 90s to the mid 90s, and here's why. If we have these storms pushing through, let's say around that max heating of the time, that's going to lower the temperatures a little bit. So the timing of these storms is going to depend upon how warm we get today, but it's going to be hot regardless, and it's going to be muggy. That is for sure. We're going to continue to see those muggy conditions continuing. 78 in central Arkansas right now, that dew point at 75, humidity at 90%. Again, it is very warm out there. Looking across the state, you can see that pink and that purple is expanding. Those are the really high dew points where it's really feeling muggy out there. 78 again in central Arkansas, 75, and seeing the same pretty much everywhere we look. And we're looking for that 3-day forecast. Temperatures will remain in those low 90s as we're heading through, but we're continuing to see those scattered thunderstorms to continuing to come into play, and some of these could give some very heavy downpours as well as we are looking into the next couple of days. Now we're also going to start to see some of these activity on Tuesday that could be a bit severe at times. Now I'm not looking for anything major, but again, we could see some very gusty winds as we're heading into tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. But we're also going to talk about the fact that we could have some very heavy downpours as we're going through the next couple of days into Wednesday as well. And then we'll finally get a little break from that. Those rain chances will continue, again, staying anywhere from spotty to scattered as we're heading into Wednesday. And then by Thursday, they'll start to come down just a little bit, but we'll still start to see those temperatures really bumping up as well. And that humidity is going to continue to be an issue as we're heading into the next couple of days. Now that feels like temperature, that's something else we're really going to have to keep in mind. Now, even though we are looking at this cautionary to intense, we're going to continue to see that be the case, and it's still going to be dangerous. So even though we're going to have some rain, that heat, humidity really coming into play, and then as we're heading into the later part of the week, like I mentioned, as that rain goes away, that sun's coming back and those temperatures are going up, and so is the humidity, and we probably will see that heat advisory issued by the National Weather Service as we're heading into the weekend. So there we could see those heat index values above 105 up to possibly maybe maybe not quite 110, but 108 and 109. So we're going to have to make sure we are staying very, very vigilant of all of these activity. But again, right now, not a lot going on across Arkansas. Just taking a look at our live radar, just a few of those steamy showers to our north. Not anything going on here in central Arkansas, which is good news. But overall, not a lot of activity to talk about. But again, we'll continue just to have to watch over the next couple of days as we're seeing these temperatures continue to make a decline as we're heading into the next couple of days. And just taking a quick look at that 7-day forecast. Again, looking for those stormy skies as we're continuing into the next 3 days. This is going to be afternoon into evening hours, and then we're going to start to see a bit of relief, only from the rain though, but that heat is going to definitely make its way and make it feel like all kinds of July.
Now to a breaking news update. At least 81 people are confirmed dead after catastrophic flash flooding in Kerr County, Texas. Dozens more remain missing. Take a look at this damage. Rescue teams, volunteers are still searching along the swollen Guadalupe River, which rose more than 20 feet in just 1 hour early Friday. Helicopters pulling more than 160 people to safety, but the threat is not over yet. The National Weather Service warns storms could trigger additional flooding this week. Sometime this morning, we do expect to get an update from Texas officials on the catastrophic flash flooding. CBS reporter Karen Waugh joins us from hard-hit Kerrville, Texas, near a girls' camp where so much of the devastation happened.
Yeah, good morning. Rain or shine here, those search efforts are continuing around the clock. Just for a little bit of context, Texas Hill Country here is known to have very sporadic weather. It kind of just rains on and off. A lot of experts even call this area Flash Flood Alley. So that gives you kind of a picture, but this is day 4 of those search and rescue efforts. Multiple agencies, they're continuing to use any method they can, by air, by land, by water, boats, drones, anything at their disposal. Officials are still insisting, some of them at least, that this is a search and rescue mission, hoping to find some of the missing still alive. But at some point, as the days go on, unfortunately, this may have to switch over to a recovery mission. So definitely just an incredibly emotional waiting game for this very small, tight-knit community here in Kerrville.
It would bring me some closure knowing definitively what happened instead of continuously holding out, wondering if the one I love is still out there.
And it was nothing short of horrific to see what those young children went through. And we will remain 100% dedicated, searching for every single one of the children who were at Camp Mystic, as well as anybody else in the entire riverbed, to make sure that they're going to be recovered.
There's going to be a full review, of this, so we can make sure that we focus on future preparedness. We want to continue to focus on the families at this time, and so we're getting through that.
We heard from Governor Greg Abbott, as well as our FEMA sources. They say the responsibility is on local jurisdictions, the county, to send out emergency alerts. When we looked into that archive, that data, it does not show that Kerr County sent out any emergency alerts of its own. All alerts came from the National Weather Service. So in speaking to residents around here, some people tell us they didn't get any phone alerts at all. They weren't woken up in the middle of the night. They didn't get any of that loud blaring from your phone. Other folks tell us they did get some notifications, but they weren't aware. They had no reason to believe that this was any more severe than just another sporadic, typical Texas rainfall day.
No, it's such a shame. Just horrific footage. Karen Waugh reporting from Kerrville, Texas. Thank you for this latest information. In the meantime, breaking overnight, a mass shooting in Philadelphia kills 3 people and leaves 10 others hurt. Gunfire erupting just before 1 a.m. in a residential area, with police saying 2 of the victims are juveniles. They are expected to survive. Police have since recovered dozens of shell casings and say as many as 40 people may have been in the area at that time. 1 person has been taken into custody with a weapon, but their role in the shooting is still unclear. The Trump administration is ramping up pressure on dozens of countries to finalize trade deals before he rolls out new tariffs August 1st. President Trump is sending letters warning that steep reciprocal tariffs will take effect unless agreements are reached. So far, deals are in place with the UK, China, and Vietnam, while talks continue with Japan, India, and the European Union.
have most countries done by July 9th, yeah. Either a letter or a deal.
Tariffs go into effect August 1st, but the president is setting the rates and the deals right now.
Officials are targeting key partners responsible for most of the U.S. trade deficit as the administration pushes for more agreements. The president is also, by the way, set to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House today. Peace talks with Hamas are resuming in Qatar today that will hopefully lead to a 60-day ceasefire in Gaza. 11 minutes after 7, back here at home, the 2025 Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, also known as LIHEAP, opens its summer application window today. This program helps low-income households cover energy costs to keep their homes cool. Applicants must be prepared to show a valid ID, utility bills, proof of income, and social security cards and birth dates for everyone in the home. If you are out of work, your former employer can provide an earnings statement. If your household has no income, you will need to be able to show how monthly expenses are being paid. You have a deadline until August 29th. Meantime, the deadline to apply for FEMA disaster aid is just 1 week away, Monday, July 14th. That's if the March 14th and 15th storms damaged your home, your rental, your belongings, and you live in one of these counties: Greene, Hot Spring, Independence, Izard, Jackson, Lawrence, Randolph, Sharp, or Stone. You may qualify. FEMA offers help with home repairs, temporary housing, lost property, and even items like school supplies or work tools. Students can apply, even if they're not permanent residents of those counties. You can do so online at disasterassistance.gov, through the FEMA app, or by calling the number on the bottom right of your screen, 800-621-3362. The University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences is now offering CAR T-cell therapy for multiple myeloma patients, making it the only center in the state providing this advanced treatment. The therapy retrains patients' own immune cells to attack cancer cells and has shown promising results in extending remission for hard-to-treat cases. Recent studies highlight its potential to control the disease long-term and possibly treat patients earlier in their diagnosis. Now let's turn back to Ashley King and a check of the roads on this Monday morning. Ashley?
Hey Karen, yeah, looking really good this morning across the metro. Right now we're looking at I-630. This is just west of the Cedar Street exit. As you can see, traffic is moving along really well. This is looking westbound, so the traffic that you see that is heavier here is heading towards downtown Little Rock. So maybe a little bit busier than we saw on Friday. It looks like we have more cars on the road today than we did last Friday when everybody was off of work, but still traffic is looking really good. It is 7:13 right now, so things are really just starting to pick up, and we do not see any accidents across the metro right now. It looks great. Everything green, which is what we like to see. No delays, no accidents, so keep up the great work. If you're just about to head out, it's looking really good for you to be able to get to wherever you need to be this morning on time. Looking at those drives from the metro, if you're coming from Conway, the Dave Ward exit will take you 22 minutes to get to downtown Little Rock. Cabot Highway 5 exit, 20 minutes, and it's an 18-minute drive if you're leaving from Benton around the Alcoa exit. We'll give you more updates here in just a bit. With traffic right now, Tracy is letting us know how the weather looks for today.
Well, and get that fan ready. We're going to need it. Even though we're going to see temperatures just a little bit lower for a few days, it's still going to be very muggy, a little sticky out there. Right now it is 78. We've got a few clouds out there. You can see this live look behind me here. A few of those clouds are continuing to push through. Dew point's around 75 and humidity's at 90%, so it is warm out there and you'll feel it. Now we will see some of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. This is going to be around 2:30. Some of these could have some very heavy downpours, so we're going to have to make sure we are staying weather aware. This is around 5 p.m. and then we'll start to shift a little bit more west as we're heading into the evening hours. Now for your Tuesday, some of these storms in the afternoon could be severe at times, mainly looking at very gusty winds, and could see that low threat of some quarter-size hail. As we're heading into the 8 o'clock hour, this is really where I'm seeing a lot of this development, and again, winds being that primary threat as it continues to kind of dissipate and move on out. Wednesday, same situation, not necessarily looking severe, but those scattered storms are certainly possible as we're heading into Thursday. Thursday, we'll finally start to get a little bit of a break there. But today, please stay weather aware. Again, we've got that marginal flood risk for a good portion of the state. We'll talk more about this coming up in my extended forecast in just a few minutes.